All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris. This is We Love Comics, and today is my first live video from my new home here in Florida. Beautiful 90-degree weather the whole week. It's been perfect since we've been here weather-wise, and I want to thank you and welcome you to my channel. Now, obviously, when I do my live shows, I tend to not even know when I'm going to do them. I just have a spur-of-the-moment situation where I'm like, hey, I'm going to make a video. Today's that day, so hopefully you'll check it out either live or watching it hours, days, weeks, months later. But while I'm waiting for people to realize that I have made a video and I'm up live, come join in if you're seeing this, even if you're not subscribed. I want to let everybody know I'm still selling my mystery boxes. I still have my graded and ungraded comics that I'm selling on the link in the description, and I posted it live here as well. So if anybody's interested in those comics, please get them while you can. It will help support everything that we're going through. We just got Luna's remains back yesterday, so you know, a little bittersweet, but she's back home with us forever. And again, I want to thank everybody for your kindness and understanding and patience. So also, don't forget to sign up for the cashback program, where if you spend $25 or more, and it could be used all over the place, within the first 90 days of signing up, you get a $10 cashback bonus, and I also get a one-time fee, so it helps us out as well. So thank you. Let me say hello to everybody, and then we'll put on the video so you could see the unboxing. Lara Lopez, you are first. Welcome. Jester is here. John is here. Mac the Comic Hunter. Ghost Within Productions. And thank you for your kind words. Johnny Future is here. He says hello. Hello back. Good to see you. And we're going to try and get back into the swing of things. I have a lot of unpacking still to do. And let me put on the video so you can see. And also, if anybody can share the links that I post, it really helps out. So if anybody could be so kind, I really appreciate it. Even if you're not interested in ordering any of the mystery boxes or anything like that, thank you so much. And Jesse says Chris is the GOAT. I'm not sure how to take that, but okay, I guess it's probably because of my beard. So let me put on the video camera. Now, the room is nowhere near complete. There's a lot of stuff you could see right behind me, a lot of boxes I got to unbox and everything. But this room is basically going to be dedicated to my comic books and to my pyramids that I make. So again, links in the description for those as well. If you've been on my website to buy one of my comic books, you've probably seen the pyramids and stuff I make. So, without further ado, this is the first package delivered to my new home. This is a Silver Age Grail. I got such a really good price on this. And this is why I always tell people to be patient, even if it's something that you see that you really want. Because this book, when I show it to you, I'll tell you the price, how it started, and what the ultimate finishing price I had on this book. Because this is a book I saw a couple of months ago, and they had it listed for much higher. I actually gave a higher offer back then, and they turned it down. So I knew for the... It is a lower grade book, and, you know, I've always said low grade is better than no grade. That, to me, if I'm not going to get the price that I'm comfortable with and happy with, even if it's a book that I want, I will pass up on it and wait for a better deal. So if you really want to get good deals in the comic book world, you have to learn to be patient. You have to know prices. The more you know, the less chance somebody will ever burn you, whether it's accidentally or on purpose. Because remember, ultimately, you are responsible for what you do and do not do. All right, so I like this tape they used. It's like neon orange, kind of hard to see in the camera. But this looks pretty darn good, and I'll show you there's only one major defect. And to me, I don't have a problem with it. This is my second copy of this book. And then, of course, I will go over the price. So I will give you the hint if anybody wants to make a guess. This is a #1 Silver Age issue of a major character. So it is a first appearance of a major character. It's a #1 issue. And again, I'm posting the links. Johnny says orange is the new blue tape. Yeah, I actually like that. It's very easy to see. So even if you're colorblind, that thing will stand out. That's one of those things you wrap around you when you don't want to get run over in the middle of the night in the street. So if you want to make a guess of what it is, put it in the comments section. No cheating. And don't forget, if you're one of my Ultra Power viewers, make sure you make your status known. Let people know. A Power viewer is a person that watches my videos from beginning to end. An Ultra Power viewer does that for every video they see. Now, obviously, I cannot check that or verify that, so we're basing it on the honor system. And stick around, and it also pays to be in the live chat, because I always do a surprise subscriber shout out. Now, John S. That's a #1 issue, so and also Hulk 180 is a Bronze Age. We got to get you studying your comics, my good sir. This is a #1 Silver Age issue. Let me put the camera so you could see it, and we'll unveil it right now. So this is my second copy, technically my third, but I sold my higher grade, and we have Daredevil #1. First appearance, that's all right, Johnny. First appearance of Daredevil in his lovely banana suit. So this is the first comic that has been delivered to my new home. Now, as you could see here, this is the major problem. Right here, the part where you see, you know, normally you see Spider-Man or Daredevil in this case on here, that was for some reason cut out. So I'm sure at one point a kid really liked that and cut it out. But other than that, I mean, it has some spinal creases here that could be pressed out. It has 1 or 2 tears that looks like it goes in throughout all the pages. There's a little bit missing in the corner, but of course I'm going to check this out. But overall, as you can see, other than this one major defect, you could see it presents really well. Now, here's the price. Because if you look on GoCollect.com, a 0.5 roughly as of now is about $600. Now, of course, that's graded, and that's graded by CGC. That's how they base their prices on. But it's also based on past history. As soon as they get Daredevil back, because remember, this is the best time to buy comics like this, because enough time has gone by to where people are not paying attention to this character because of the Netflix canceling all the series. Now, they had an agreement with Marvel that after 2 years, they can use the characters again. So about a year has already gone by. So there's about a 1 year left, and they've already said they have plans for characters like this. Because remember, when I was talking about She-Hulk a couple years ago, telling people to get that book, I said because she's a lawyer, and she was a lawyer in Hell's Kitchen, I have a feeling that eventually you'll see Daredevil probably connecting with She-Hulk. Now, of course, I can't guarantee that, but it would make sense considering. So, right now, nobody's really talking about this book, or any of the Daredevil, or any of the Netflix shows, but they will come back. So the idea is to buy these books when nobody cares about them, nobody talks about them, and the price is going down. Because books like this, they're not going to zero. This is not going to be one of those flavor of the month new comics that rise to $100 the first day, and then 2 weeks later, it's down to $20. So these are key issues that you will get. Now, Max says $150. I wish I paid that price, but it's a little higher than that, but still below the 0.5 grade. Just looking at this, I would say this is probably about a 1.5 to a 2.0 range. So it is a lower grade because of that. So I would say about a 1.5 to a 2.0. So that's roughly about an $800 to $1,000 comic as of now. Now, of course, this is the point where nobody cares about this character because it's been enough time has passed since the cancellation that people soon forget because they're worried about other comics. So this only has the potential of going up, in my opinion. So I don't worry about what prices are now. I worry about the future of the prices. That's why I tend to get more key issues than, like I always call, the flavor of the month. And it's actually funny. I've seen some bigger channels start to use that quote. I find that funny. But this was originally listed for $789 with a best offer. I offered them, I think, $600 at the time, which was a 0.5 grade, because this is definitely higher than a 0.5. They declined it. So I'm like, all right, I am not going to go in a bidding war. I'm not going to overspend for a book. Either I'll miss out on it, or we'll see what happens for another opportunity. Well, it ends up that a couple of weeks later, they had this listed for $690. I made an offer of $500, and I said, if you accept this offer, I'll buy it right now. and I'll pay for it right now. Which, of course, if you say something like that, you got to do it. So they agreed. So it was $500. They put $12.50 shipping, so that's a little high for one book. But eBay had a $50 coupon they were offering for any purchases that particular week. So they accepted my offer of $500 minus the $50, adding $12.50. I paid $462. So Steve, you were pretty close. He said $475. So I paid $462 for Daredevil #1. And like I said, and I will grade this the next time around. Pressing is going to help this a little bit. But this book, like I said, it's about a 1.8 to about maybe a 2.5. I don't know if it'll hit that high, but it depends on how much this really takes off for it. But I paid below a 0.5 price for a book that's going to at least be a 1.5. And has a future of eventually, in another year or so, being in a Marvel Cinematic Universe, whether it's the TVs or the movies. They have plans for Daredevil. Kevin Feige has said that. So this has only up to go. And that is when you want to buy stuff. Most people do the exact opposite. They buy things when it's hot, when everybody else wants it. Well, you have more competition, that raises the price, and you overspend. And then if it's something that turns out to not be anything that's exciting or cannot last the test of time, Naomi, Thor lifting, Captain America lifting Thor's hammer in Thor 390. I can go over a lot of different books. How many people are looking for Weapon H right now? So these are the books you want to stick with. But again, if I would have paid the original price, I would have overspent. So the idea is to be patient. The idea is to know what prices and what price range you are willing to spend. And if you have to miss up on an opportunity and wait a couple of months, or maybe even a year or two, if you can get a better deal, that's when you pounce. And I see so many people buying a book just to buy it. And I made that mistake earlier in my comic book career when I was younger, because I didn't know any better. But all those books that ultimately got stolen anyway would have been now worth tens of thousands of dollars. So even if I overspent a little bit back then, I mean, I was buying Hulk 181 for like $90 back in the days. So that is the book. Daredevil #1. This is now my second copy. I had a 6.0, but that's one of the books I had to sell to be able to get this house. So speaking of which, I will post the link one more time. If anybody is kind enough to share it, please do. If you're interested in any of my mystery boxes or ordering some of those comics that are on the website, please get them while you can. It helps me because, if you've ever moved to another state, there's a lot of stuff that you have to spend money on, and that's something I absolutely did. So the good thing is the second day, just to give an update for those who care, and stick around because I will do a surprise subscriber shout out, so hit subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button if you appreciate this. The second day I moved in here, I went to a bar that is literally 1 minute away from my house. Went into the bar and said, "Hi, I just moved here from New York. I see that you're a karaoke bar. They do karaoke 7 days a week." And I said, are you looking for somebody to maybe cover for you, or a night that you would be interested in giving up? And the owner said, "Well, I do the karaoke, and I actually don't want to do Saturdays anymore. Come on in." And I got myself a job. Now, I had to use their equipment, so I don't even have to bring any of my own equipment in. I literally have to drive 1 minute to get there, and the reason it takes that long is a lot of speed bumps, which I like so you don't run anybody over where I'm living. And I don't have to bring my own equipment. And they basically said, "Here's my equipment, I'm going to set it up, should teach you how to use the program, and go." So basically he said he had like 4 or 5 other people he tried. He said he let every one of them go because they weren't good enough. Not only did he like what I did, because I basically had to learn a new system right then and there, learn their equipment, which was a lot different from mine. He's got a lot older equipment, so he's got a hard drive that's basically this long and this wide that you have to plug in and turn on. I mean, this is an old system. It looks like something from the 90s. But not only did he like what I did, he hired me also to do Wednesdays, so I'll be DJing tonight doing karaoke. And he already had me cover a Friday night last week. So if you want to make the world a better place for you, you got to be a go-getter. You got to do things. And trust me, that's the one thing I was lacking when I was in New York. I just wasn't motivated. And now I'm swimming every day. I've already lost 10 pounds. I want to start getting back into more big purchases with the comics. I got to wait a little bit because I got to get myself more financially stable, and my wife is going to be looking for a job as well. But once we start getting some stability, I'm going to have more comics. But obviously, like I said in other videos, I have a bunch of comics that I did not unbox yet that I've bought, some of them months ago, and some of them are key issues, so I can do things like this where I don't have the ability to buy too many comics right now to be able to do some unboxings. So I'm going to be trying to do as many as I can. And again, I want to thank people for being understanding. The whole thing with Luna was really hard. I mean, on our trip here, she was doing so well, and then within 5 days, she just disappeared. So I think she just wanted to be here for us in the transition. And we love her to death, and I thank you guys so much for being so supportive and everything. So Lewis asked where I am now. I am in Florida. It has been 90 degrees every single day, clear skies. I've been in the pool every day, exercising. Like I said, I already lost 10 pounds already. I'm just more motivated. Johnny Future says, why can't I send the super chat? I have no idea. I guess it might be something... you hit the super chat and then you hit the super chat button. Seems to work here. It might be something on your end, but that's okay. I mean, it's the thought that counts. If you can't do it, I don't know why. It might be something on your computer, but that's all right. So let me do today's surprise subscriber shout out. Thank you for wanting to be that kind, and everybody being considerate and understanding. I know, you know, people are wanting to see comic book videos, and that's what I'm going to start getting back into. So thank you for your patience. So today's surprise subscriber shout out is going to go to Jesse Gutierrez. You are today's surprise subscriber shout out. So if you are one of my power viewers and watched until the end, let us know. Give a shout out to the shout out. And Johnny says he's tried to do the super chat. Not sure why it's not working, but I appreciate the thought. So once again, if you're just tuning in, $462.50 for a Daredevil #1. Looks to be about a 1.8 to a 2.5 range. Probably going to be about a 1.8 to a 2.0. But we'll find out because the pressing will help. Wait for deals. Ask for deals. And if you don't get the price you want to pay, wait. Don't overspend. Because when you overspend, you're just making somebody else more money, and that takes away the opportunity to maybe buy something else down the line, or put gas in your car, or put food in your mouth. So shop wisely. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. If you appreciate this video, thumbs up are always great. I thank you so much. I'm posting the link one more time. If anybody would be so kind to place that on the social networks, it really does help me. So a personal thank you to that, to everybody here. Oh, Johnny Future, he figured it out. Just to ask before I go, what was the problem? He just sent a super chat, so thank you for that. What did you do to change it? And Mr. Comics is here, one of our moderators, one of our power viewers. Glad you came in. He says, Chris, I hope you're doing good. It's been a horrible week for me. I'm sorry to hear that. Believe me, I know what you mean about that, and I hope things get better. But just stick with it. Be kind. You know, try and let yourself know that this too shall pass, and just work at just being as positive as you can. Because trust me, those of you who've been following my channel for a while know a lot of the stuff that I've had to go through, and what seems like what would have been the worst situation in my life that was happening. I was losing my jobs, losing my house, didn't know where I was going, had about a month and a half to come up with what ended up being $30,000, because, you know, I had the money for the house, but it was about $6,000 for the moving costs and tolls and gas, and then hundreds of dollars for things like registering my car in a new state. It cost me $500 for that. So if I would have looked back a couple years ago and had the situation, I would have been scared to death. I might be homeless right now for all I know. I might not have been able to do what I was able to do. But it ended up turning out to be one of the best things that's ever happened to me and my wife. We really love it here. And Steve, I'll say, as far as where I am in Florida, I am on the West Coast, which is further away from Hurricane Central. That was important, and very happy. So sometimes when negative things and very bad things that you think your world is crumbling around you is going to devastate you, sometimes You know, like they say, you need to crack an egg if you want to make an omelet. So sometimes good things can come out of it unless you just focus so much on the negativity and say, woe is me, or I can't do anything, or I don't know what to do. Well, you know, if you're about to be in a race and you stand there at the starting line when they fire the pistol and everybody's running and you sit there saying, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and you stay in that spot, are you ever going to win the race? And that's what most people do. They sit there confused. They sit there scared. They sit there beating themselves up before they ever give an opportunity to make it happen. Well, you're not going to win the race at the starting line. So get going and make things happen. If something's bad, say, what can I learn from this to move to the next level? Because like in school, if you don't learn the lesson, you get left back and you have to repeat that grade. Once you learn the lesson, now you no longer have to learn it, because once you learn 2 plus 2 is 4, you don't have to learn it ever again. And what happens? You progress to the next level. So if something really bad is happening in your life, free will gives you the choice to say, woe is me, and feel sorry for yourself, or to get off your butt and say, what can I learn from this to move forward so I never have to experience that again? So if you go with a more positive kind of attitude and you decide to get up and do something, it's no guarantee of success, but it's a lot better than sitting at the starting line wondering why you didn't win the race. You didn't run. You didn't do anything. You didn't prepare. So Johnny Future says, I was trying 5 every time, one time even 10. This time I only did 2. I don't know why. Well, you know what? Just the fact that you did it at all means a lot to me, so thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And my cats are around kind of exploring because I have a whole pile of boxes and everything I have to do. So Shy and Oregon are here. They say hello. And I'm sure they miss their sister really well. So on that note, this is long enough. I know a lot of the people are probably already tuned out because this is not interesting to them because they're here for the comics. And I understand that. So Daredevil #1, $462.50. That is including shipping and handling. Definitely looking forward to having that sent out next month. I already called PGX. They said in the next probably 2 weeks, they are going to be sending out my previous month's books, because those will be the first ones in the new address. And they said the new labels should be coming by the end of the year. I made some suggestions that they absolutely loved. They also are going to be doing more often the Graders Notes on the back of the book. So if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description. Check that out. So I'm rambling at this point. Thank you so much, everybody. Love you all. Appreciate the support. And don't forget, it is not you. It is not I. It's We Love Comics. Happy collecting. Go get yourself a great deal. I'll see you next video. Peace out, everybody.